I've been an Android user for more than 10 years, and over the years as the ecosystem has evolved, there's been many features that have been added to Samsung's Android phones that I want to share with you. And yes, these will be mostly applicable to latest Samsung phones, but some might work in other Android phones too, but I haven't tried. For these to work, you need to have at least Android 12 installed on your phone with One UI 4.1, but again, it might work on some previous version as well. So bottom line is that you don't have to have the latest S22 Ultra for these to work. But obviously it shouldn't be anything too old either. Starting with number one, to put the phone to standby mode, meaning turning the display off while in the home screen, you can just double tap the screen, which is so convenient sometimes. And for this to work, you obviously need to tap somewhere that has no widgets or icons. Number two, if you use the edge panel at all, I'm sure sometimes you accidentally move it around, perhaps with the palm of your hand, and then again move it back to the location where you prefer the most. And this is especially true if you have a phone with a curved display like the S22 Ultra, and I'm sure that you agree with me that this is very annoying. Well, what if there was a way to lock this edge panel in place so that it wouldn't move around? Just follow me. Go to the settings, then display, and then see this edge panels in the menu. Well, a lot of people think it's just a toggle, whereas if you tap on it, you can see the details of it. So it's kind of a hidden feature. And right in here, you can go to the handle submenu and lock the handle position. And you can do a few more things here as well. For example, change the transparency and even size and width of the edge panel. Number three, when we need access to the quick settings to see all the shortcut buttons, most of us use one finger to swipe down the notification center, only to see the bare minimum and then swipe down again to get the full view. Well, did you know that you can just use two fingers to get the full view with only one swipe? Isn't that cool? Number four, like I said, I've been an Android user for more than 10 years, probably around 12 years to be exact. And that means that I've been doing certain things the same way for a long time. One of those things is navigation. When I recently got the S22 Ultra, I didn't get the excitement of a new phone. Mainly because it's more or less the same experience moving from a phone with the latest Android to another one with just better specs. And changing the navigation is something that truly made a difference. You know how iPhones have a different way of navigation than Android phones? Well, with this trick, you're making your phone kind of like an iPhone, but even better. It's called swipe gestures, and to activate it, go to the settings, then display and the navigation bar. And now you can do a quick swipe up from the bottom of the screen to go to the home screen, swipe up and hold to see the open apps, or do a slight swipe up and then left or right to navigate through the open apps. And best of all, now you can go back by swiping left from anywhere on the right edge of the screen, or by swiping right from anywhere on the left edge of the screen, which to be honest turns it into a next level navigation. That swiping left or right might take some getting used to, as sometimes you might inadvertently do that while doing other things. But trust me, it's so cool, and you're gonna feel that now navigation is so much faster because of it. And if you want, you can adjust the gesture sensitivity by going to the more options. And you can even map the swiping action to exactly where the buttons were before, which I don't like. Number five. All right, so let's say you're still using the buttons for navigation. Most people, when they want to switch to a previously open app, first press the recent apps button, and then from there they select the other app. For example, you might want to copy a text from one app to another. So here's a better way, which is undiscovered by many. Simply double tap the recent apps button to switch between the current app and the last one. Mind-blowing, right? I'm with you. Number six. Listen, there were times that most phones' front-facing camera was right above the screen, but nowadays mostly they're part of the screen, unless of course they're hidden under the screen. So that means that sometimes, depending on which app you're using, the cameras can feel a little obtrusive. So I want to show you this almost unknown but very cool feature that you can actually hide the camera cutout. To do that, go to the settings, then display, and then full screen apps. Right at the bottom, select camera cutout. Then find your app and then hide the camera cutout. Now if you go to your app, you can no longer see a camera cutout. Number seven, if you use your phone at night in bed and turn on the eye comfort shield to protect your eyes and to sleep better, you can also try the bedtime mode, which will result in even better sleep quality, and I can attest to that. To turn it on, swipe down to go to the quick settings, and you already know how to get there faster, and look for bedtime mode. If it isn't there, swipe right to the end until you see the plus button, then tap the button and find the bedtime mode. Then drag and drop the icon to the quick settings, and now you can turn it on, which essentially turns your phone into an ebook reader by changing the screen to grayscale and removing all distractions like notifications. Number 8, while you're still in the quick settings, if there are situations that you feel like your phone's lagging in certain CPU-intensive apps and you want it to perform its best, then again tap the plus button and look for processing speed or enhanced processing or something similar. The wording would be different depending on what phone you're having, and if it's one of the latest Samsung phones, there will be even more options inside. Bear in mind that this is supposed to be enabled only temporarily, as it will drain the battery, cause heating, and affect the battery life. So just turn it on when you really need that extra kick for something other than gaming. Number 9, when you need to see the app info, instead of going to the settings and apps and then finding your app as a shortcut, you can simply touch and hold on the app icon wherever you have it and then tap the info icon. There are of course other shortcuts that will appear once you touch and hold. For example, I can quickly see what updates that are available in the Galaxy Store or Play Store. Number 10, there are times that you might want to limit yourself how long you use an app. Now, if you go to that same page as before, that is the app info, and then app timer, you can set a timer for that specific app so that it automatically closes the app once the timer's up. Of course, it'll first prompt you with a reminder when you're about to run out of time, so you can add some more time before it finally shuts down the app for good. Number 11. All right, consider this a bonus tip for you guys who've been watching the video until now, because it's really cool. Let's say you're an avid reader, especially at night, and maybe whatever you're reading, for example, an online news website or some kind of ebook, doesn't have a dark mode. We know that even when you dim the screen brightness, it can strain your eyes quickly, and you might just have a preference to read things in dark mode. So check this out. Go to the settings, then display, and if your phone is on dark mode, switch to the light mode. Now, I know what you're thinking. Light mode, how's that gonna help? Bear with me. Now go back to the settings and then accessibility, and from there go to the visibility enhancements, and now just toggle on the color inversion. That's it. Congratulations, you just created dark mode for something that didn't have it and didn't support it. Number 12. I know the previous tip was kind of cool, but it's a little cumbersome to have to go through 3 different menus to just toggle on or off a single switch. So in this tip, I want to show you a faster way, much faster way to do that on other cool things. But let me show you first. Right now, if I hold the volume up and down keys at the same time for 3 seconds, you'll see that it immediately turns on the color inversion. And if you still think that's not very convenient, take a look at my home screen. Do you see any hidden buttons? Because there is one. Check this out. If I tap over here, you can see that there is a hidden button that I can use to immediately turn on or off the color inversion. So here's how. Again, go to the settings, then accessibility, and then advanced settings. Now in the accessibility shortcuts, go to volume up and down keys, and in here you can assign certain actions to those buttons when pressed together and held for 3 seconds. And you can even assign more than one, in which case a menu will pop up for you to choose what to do. And now if you go back and choose the accessibility button, you can activate that touch button as well by assigning it 1 or more actions, just like the volume buttons. You can even bring the transparency all the way down and change the size to small, so it's not very intrusive, and you can of course change the location of the button as well. Number 13. Guys, I'm still surprised to hear that a lot of people don't really know about their Android phone's customizability. So in case you didn't know, the One UI is not the only option you have on your Samsung device. It's simply Samsung's own launcher. Same with other Android phones. Each manufacturer have their own launcher, but that doesn't mean you're stuck with it, unlike iPhones. So all you gotta do is to go to the Play Store or Galaxy Store and search for launcher, and then you'll see a lot of them, some paid, some free. Some of the most popular ones are the Nova Launcher, Microsoft Launcher, and Go Launcher. Number 14. Just like your ENC headphones and earbuds come with an ambient mode, your phone also has something similar, although not nearly as good. So inside the settings, if you go to the accessibility menu and then hearing enhancements, you can go to the amplify ambient sound to turn it on. This obviously needs your headphones, and unfortunately it's very limited. For example, you can't really listen to music and have this function on at the same time. And if you tap on the function name, you can add a shortcut for it if you find this feature helpful. On to the next one, number 15. If you go back to the hearing enhancements, and then adapt sound, you can do a hearing test to create a sound profile that's just for you and your ears, which is very cool. And obviously you need to use your headphones to do this. Now, as for the last tip, if you now go back again and then go to the sound detectors, you can enable a crying baby sound detector or doorbell sound detector. For example, you might be having a meeting and you just want to make sure you don't miss a doorbell or your baby crying. But be cautious when you use these and never leave your baby alone. Alright guys, can't wait to see your comments, likes and subs. I'm Ryan, this is Ryan's Tech. Catch y'all later.